Hey everybody, it's FTM Daily 1 here. I am Alex M. I will start off by telling you a little bit about myself. I am 16. I live in Illinois. I am pre-everything. I am actually in the process of legally changing my name. I bind every day, all day. I won't leave the house without doing so. I do not pack very often. I have a few times. Some of my hobbies are art. You can actually see a few of my portraits and sketches behind me. I like to watch movies. My favorite movie is Patch Adams, and I enjoy the Lethal Weapons, all four of them. And some of my favorite TV shows are House and Law & Order Special Victims Unit. I have a dog. I have a turtle. And then that's about it for me. I'm a vegetarian, if anybody, is interested in that. My coming out story is a little bit different. It took my mom a very long time to even begin to accept my transition. She still has trouble with it today, and I came out in September 18th of last year. Basically, I didn't flat out tell her until, I felt more comfortable with, her having an idea about it, so I just kind of slowly hinted to her for probably a couple of months, and at some point I was just like, you know what, it's time to just tell her. And I say September 18th of last year because that is when I publicly came out at school. I talked to my guidance counselor at the end of my freshman year, and basically explained to her how I was feeling, and there were, luckily for me, 2 other trans guys in the school at the time, and so she was familiar with it. Basically, as far as coming out of school, I had to have parents' permission, so that required my mom accepting me enough to be able to do that. So she basically just had to give permission to my principal, and as far as that went, she eventually did, and then I was able to switch the bathrooms to a gender-neutral, private bathroom sort of thing. I switched from the female PE to the male PE. I started being called Alex, and with male pronouns. So that was pretty cool for me. All of my teachers were pretty cool about it. A couple of them even, pulled me into the hallway and asked, if I wanted them to say something to the class about it. And one of them kind of backed me up, and then my classes were pretty cool about it. Since I already talked about my mom, I guess I should mention my dad. I haven't actually spoken to him in a couple of years before I came out, so as far as him knowing, I don't know if he does or not, and I guess we'll just leave it there. The rest of my family seemed pretty uncomfortable by it. I will say my uncle was pretty supportive when I finally told him, because he is gay, so he kind of knows how that is to be rejected by people. My sister and I haven't talked since, except for one encounter when she and I got into a fight. My brother was pretty cool about it too. He was just like, you know what, do it, And then, recently my stepdad came home from Africa, because he went back to visit for a few months, and he knocked on my door, and it was just me that was home at the time, and he asked me if I was happy, and I told him yes I was, and he's like, if you're happy, then I'm happy, and we didn't talk for the longest time before he left. So that meant a lot to me, and now he and I are kind of working on building a relationship sort of deal. My grandma, she said that, she was okay with it as long as I waited to do anything until I was 18 so I can make that decision on my own, because that's how my mom wanted it too. And recently I did ask her to start calling me Alex, and she's been pretty cool about that too. Basically, my entire family was difficult, but I think they're starting to understand better. As for my friends, I think they kind of knew anyway, because I told a few of them, and then, some of them were just close enough to kind of realize the changes that I was making. And I'm still pretty close with the same friends that I have been before I came out, so I'm pretty thankful for that, actually. I have been working with a counselor who I've been seeing for about a year. I think I started seeing him right after I actually came out in school. So he's been helping me work through those problems, and he specializes with gender identity sort of thing, so it's definitely helpful. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say about coming out, because I shared everybody in my family and my friends, in my school, and I guess if you guys have any questions, you can just leave it in the comments below. And I hope that you liked this video, or you were able to relate, and maybe you guys can give us some suggestions for topics during the weeks. So I'll see you guys later. I am Alex M. Peace.